So, do you know how to use a ruler without looking like an idiot? Well, there's a lot of people that still do not know the real usage of this item that we have here. And I was one of the people that did not know how to use the proper measurements. So that's the reason why I did some research. And it's not like we're going to learn about all the measurements and we're going to be experts, but we're for sure going to have a much greater knowledge about how to use a ruler and why it's important. Okay, so I would like for you to come into a small tour with me and see how I went into this research and how I learned a little bit more about the measurements. As I said, not all people know the real usage of a ruler or how to measure. Many people think that the only usage is to draw straight lines or just to cut, the paper. But there are other measurements that are very important, and we're going to give a little small introduction. So what I did is I spoke to a couple of welding instructors and students because I thought, well, they are the ones that use this on a daily basis, and they can definitely, they're the experts or the ones that can explain this to me. At that moment, at that point of my life, I was, kind of given a small training of how to build a resume, how to apply for a job, and also assisting them with job placement. So I thought that I could also learn something from them, and they were very kind. They went up to the board and they explained. And I would like to share a couple of images of how they explained it to me, and I paid attention. So I would like to share that experience with you. I would like to share basically this slide. It talks about two different measuring systems. One is the metric system, and the other one is the imperial system. Unfortunately, we're the among the only ones that were around like two more people in us, two other countries in us are the ones that use this method. Unfortunately, because the metric system does seem to be a little um, easier to use. So everywhere else around the world, they use, as you can see on your right side, the logical smooth sailing. So it's all in metric system. And also, I'm not sure if you've noticed our calendar when we talk about the date. For example, today is June 19, 2021. And everywhere around the world, they say it in a different way. They're like 19 of June of 2021. So we're among those few people or those few countries that still use the imperial system. Now, as you can see, well, it's basically the United States uses a roller coaster, and everything is seems to be unfortunately more complicated. To some of you, it might be easy. To the ones that were not the best at math, it can be a little bit complicated. So, well, today what we're going to do is use the imperial system, and we're going to be talking about a couple of fractions. Okay, and so in the welding industry or construction, measurement is not always straightforward. It doesn't just go 1 inch, 2 inches. They actually have to work with fractions. So this is what we see here is like a ruler, and what some people call the big lines or the little lines. If you were not aware of that, it's okay. We're not constructors or anything like that, but it's very good to still know this information. So I'm going to tell you how those are divided. Hopefully, this can help you have a better understanding of how measurement works. So let's say that this line, the inch is divided. Obviously, this is on a bigger scale, but let's say that it's divided into in a half, right? So we're dividing that inch in half, and that means that it would give us a half an inch, right? And if that half an inch is divided in half again, that's going to give us a quarter of an inch right here. And if it's also divided, if this is cut in another half, it just gives us so on, like 1, 8, 16, 32, so on and so on. So that is obviously that's easy to understand. So what we have here is this is our inch. We do the same process that we did on this side. So we cut it in half. What does it give us? Well, it gives us a half an inch. And if this half an inch that we have right here, from here to here, we cut it in half again, it's going to give us a quarter, right? And that quarter is also cut in half. It's going to give us 1/8, and then 1/8 gives us a 1/16, and then it gives us a 1/32. Okay, so I hope that is a little bit better to understand how this works. For people that love math and fractions, this is obviously going to be super easy, but I, for example, I'm not the best at math, so I love how I was able to learn this. And as you can see, well, the 1/16, well, we're going to count one line. That's 1, 2, 3. You see the 3, 16, 4, 16, 5, 16, and so on. And it's the same with the 8. This is a bare line. Let's say it's Z's. That's 1/8 and then 3/8. So that would be 1, and then we hop right here, 2. We hop right here, that's 3. We hop over here, that's 4. Then we hop here, that's 5, 6, and 7. And the quarters is the same. It's we go the same. So it's 1, 2, and all the way till we get to 3/4, and so on. So I hope with that, even though we're probably, as I said, we're not going to be experts in the topic, but still we're going to have a general knowledge of how those lines work and a little bit about some fractions. So also I do have a couple of exercises if anybody wants to kind of practice and wants to kind of learn more about it, and maybe later on explain a little bit about how to use it. For those that didn't know, I hope it was very helpful. For those who already knew, I hope that it was fun to watch. So let me go to those exercises really quick so that we can continue. And just to add a little bit of humor, so we have two girls right here, one fighting about the imperial system and the other one regarding the metric system. So one of them says, to convert from miles to feet, you just have to remember 5 tomatoes. It sounds like 5280, and there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Cool, huh? And the other one replies, to convert from kilometers to meters, you just have to remember 1,000 because our system wasn't invented by a drunken lobster. So just letting you know, both systems definitely work. And to end today's topic, I want to share a quote that is appropriate. Everyone has something to teach you if you're humble enough to learn. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.